What if everything you seek, peace, strength, clarity, isn't found in chasing more, but in needing less? What if the chaos of your outer world is simply a reflection of the disorder within? In a world that rewards reaction, overexposure, and shallow validation, you are called to be different, quieter, stronger, wiser. The Stoics knew what modern life has forgotten, that freedom doesn't come from controlling others, but from mastering yourself. They lived in times of war, famine, betrayal, yet they walked through the fire with calm minds and unshakable spirits. Because they understood one thing, that how you live is not determined by what happens to you, but by what you do with it. If you're tired of letting the world dictate your peace, this is for you. These are not just rules, these are reminders of the strength you already have, buried under noise, emotion, and distraction. 1. You don't control the world. You control your response. That is the first truth, the first rule. Most people suffer not because of what happened, but because they refuse to let it go. They relive it, resent it, react to it. But the Stoic? He understands what belongs to him. His thoughts, his actions, his effort, his focus. Nothing more. The rest, he releases. You gain power the moment you stop trying to control what was never yours. The second rule is discomfort. Not the kind that breaks you, but the kind that builds you. The kind you choose, voluntarily, because you know that ease is a liar. That comfort softens the mind. The Stoic trains in stillness and in storms. He fasts when food is available. He speaks less when he has much to say. He sleeps on the ground though his bed is soft. Why? So that when life gets hard, he's already ready. Choose discomfort now, so suffering doesn't choose you later. Third, speak less, do more. The loudest man in the room is usually the weakest. You don't need to argue your values. Live them. Don't tell them what you believe. Let them feel it. The Stoic isn't moved by applause or offended by silence. He's anchored in action. While others post, complain, and preach, he builds. Quietly, relentlessly, and when the time comes, his results speak louder than any word ever could. The fourth, never react, always respond. Reaction is emotional, instant, ungrounded. But response is awareness in motion. The Stoic observes before he moves. He pauses before he replies. He is slow to anger because he knows that anger is weakness wearing the mask of strength. Ask yourself in every moment, is this in my control? Is this worth my energy? Most of the time, you'll find the answer is no. And in that clarity, you rise above what used to disturb you. Fifth, guard your time like a fortress. It is the only currency you cannot earn back. People will waste it if you let them. So will habits. So will distractions. Social media, mindless conversations, shallow commitments. They devour your time quietly, and suddenly you look up and wonder where your life went. The Stoic knows that time is not something you find. It's something you claim. Be ruthless with your focus. Respect your schedule. Say no without guilt, because how you spend your time is how you spend your life. Sixth, let insults pass through you like wind. The Stoic is not hurt by words because he knows who he is. Opinions do not shape him. Praise does not inflate him. Criticism does not break him. Why? Because his self-worth is built on virtue, not validation. When someone insults you, they reveal more about themselves than they do about you. A man at peace with himself is not moved by the noise of others. He listens, considers, and continues quietly, unshaken. Seventh, remember, death is always near. This is not morbid. It is motivating. Memento mori, remember that you must die, not to fear it, but to sharpen your life, to realize how precious time is, how meaningless most worries truly are. When you see life through the lens of death, you live more fully. You forgive faster. You speak truth. You stop postponing the things that matter. The Stoic reflects on death not to retreat from life, but to engage with it completely. 8. Do not seek revenge, not even in silence. Let fools be fools. Let the unjust reveal themselves through their own actions. The Stoic seeks no revenge because justice in time takes care of itself. To retaliate is to descend to the same level. To remain calm is to rise above. Your peace is worth more than any petty victory. Let go, move forward. Preserve your dignity. Ninth, simplify. Complexity is a form of chaos, and chaos clouds judgment. The Stoic simplifies his life so that he can see clearly. Fewer possessions, fewer commitments, fewer opinions. Not because he lacks, but because he's free. Every item you own, every distraction you tolerate, every toxic connection you maintain, that all costs you something. Ask yourself often, is this necessary? If not, release it. 10. Don't explain yourself to those who don't listen. Wisdom is wasted on closed minds. The Stoic does not force understanding. He offers insight, not imposition. When you live with truth, you will not always be understood. Accept it. The right people will feel your presence without a single word. The rest, let them go. Your energy is not infinite, warning, spend it where it grows. 11. Your emotions are not enemies. They are signals, but signals must be interpreted, not obeyed blindly. Anger, fear, sadness, they rise in you, but they are not you. The Stoic watches his emotions like clouds drifting across the sky, observing, learning, waiting. Feel deeply, but act wisely. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean denying them. It means using them as teachers, not rulers. 12. Be indifferent to praise. The world loves applause, but the Stoic is unmoved by flattery. He does not need to be told he is good to be good. He does not become better when praised, nor worse when ignored. His compass is internal. Praise can be just as dangerous as criticism if you depend on it. Seek not the spotlight, but the truth. Praise fades, integrity lasts. 13. Wake up early. Not because it's fashionable, but because it is powerful. The early hours are quiet. The world hasn't yet demanded your attention. In that silence, the Stoic prepares. He reflects. He plans. He breathes. He does not begin his day in reaction. He begins it with intention. Rise before the noise, and own your day before the world tries to steal it. 14. Don't waste time arguing with fools. Every moment spent debating with the blind is a moment lost from your own path. You do not owe everyone your opinion. Silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. Let fools talk. Let them insult. Let them misunderstand. Your stillness will disturb them more than any comeback ever could. 15. Choose discomfort when growth demands it. Change is never painless, but comfort never changed anyone. The Stoic knows that the man he wants to become lives on the other side of resistance, so he leans in. He chooses the hard conversation, the lonely discipline, the difficult truth. He doesn't fear discomfort. He invites it. Because on the battlefield of discomfort, greatness is forged. 16. Never beg for love, respect, or attention. If it is not given freely, it is not worth having. The Stoic knows that dignity is non-negotiable. He does not chase people. He does not plead to be seen. He stands tall, even when unnoticed. What is meant for him comes without force. What must be forced was never real. To need less is to love yourself more. 17. Remember, the obstacle is the path. Life does not block your way. It shows you the way. Every challenge, every loss, every betrayal, it is not the end. It is the beginning of your transformation. The Stoic sees obstacles not as interruptions, but as invitations. Invitations to grow, to change, to transcend. You are not a victim of your pain. You are the sculptor of your strength. 18. Comparison is poison. There will always be someone richer, stronger, more admired. But their path is not yours. Their wins do not diminish your worth. The Stoic does not compete with others. He competes with who he was yesterday. Jealousy fades when you realize your only true rival is your former self. Stay in your lane, build your life, win your race. 19. Be hard to offend. It is a superpower. The weaker the ego, the more it seeks reasons to be hurt. But the Stoic has outgrown the need to defend every part of himself. He knows who he is, and that is enough. An insult lands only if you open the door. So close it. Let pettiness pass. Let immaturity echo into silence. Nothing disturbs the one who has made peace with himself. 20. Consistency beats intensity. Greatness is not built in spurts. It's built in repetition, quiet, humble, daily action. The Stoic shows up even when he doesn't feel like it. Especially then, because motivation is a mood, but discipline is a decision. He knows the path is long, he walks it anyway, step by step, hour by hour, until the man he envisions is the man he becomes. 21. Forgive quickly, but forget wisely. Holding on to anger only burns the hand that holds it. The Stoic forgives not for others, but for his own peace. He lets go of the weight, but he learns. He remembers not to relive the past, but to build better boundaries. Forgiveness is not permission, it's freedom, not forgetting the pain, but refusing to carry it. 22. Observe more than you speak. The world is loud, everyone wants to be heard, few want to understand. The Stoic listens, not to respond, but to learn. He watches closely, he reads people's silence, not just their words. There is wisdom in restraint, strength in stillness. Say less, see more. 23. Embrace solitude. It is not loneliness, it is alignment. In solitude, the Stoic hears his own voice, unfiltered by the noise of others. He reconnects with his values, refines his thoughts, realigns with his purpose. While others fear being alone, the Stoic welcomes it, for he knows that the deepest strength is forged in silence. 24. Control your breath. It is your anchor. In chaos, breathe slowly. In anger, breathe deeply. In fear, breathe deliberately. The Stoic understands that the breath is the bridge between the body and the mind. To master your breath is to master your reaction. Before every response, every decision, every move, breathe. In that breath, you reclaim your power. 25. Don't try to impress. Live to express. The Stoic does not wear a mask to win approval. He does not mold himself to fit in. He shows up authentically, not because it's popular, but because it's right. Those who admire truth will find you. Those who need illusions will walk away. Either way, you remain unchanged, because your value was never dependent on their applause. 26. Never react immediately. A man ruled by impulse is a slave to chaos. The Stoic creates space between stimulus and response. In that space lies clarity. He does not lash out. He does not rush. He breathes. He observes. Then he responds, not from emotion, but from reason. This is how he stays in control when the world spins out of it. 27. Learn the art of letting go. Life is full of arrivals and departures, people, seasons, dreams. The Stoic does not cling. He loves deeply, but without attachment. He understands that nothing truly belongs to him, not even his own body. Everything is borrowed. Everything is passing. Letting go is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. 28. Speak only what improves silence. Words are powerful. They can heal or they can harm. The Stoic chooses his words carefully, not to sound wise, but to avoid foolishness. He asks, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If not, he says nothing. In restraint, there is wisdom. In silence, there is dignity. 29. Never argue with reality. What is, is. To resist it is to suffer twice. The Stoic accepts what he cannot change. He adapts. He endures. He moves forward. He does not waste time wishing things were different. He works with what is in front of him, because reality, not fantasy, is the ground where peace is found. 30. Practice voluntary discomfort. Fast. Wake early. Train in the cold. Deny the luxury. Why? Because comfort softens the will. The Stoic sharpens his spirit by embracing hardship before it is required. He prepares in peace for the war that may come. And when it does, he is not surprised. He is ready. 31. Spend time with the dead. Read the words of those who came before. Their lives, their failures, their truths. The Stoic draws wisdom from the ancients. For while men die, principles do not. When you read, you sit with minds greater than your own. Let them teach you what time has already tested. 32. Never complain. It weakens the soul. The Stoic endures what he must, speaks what he should, but never whines. Complaining solves nothing. It multiplies the problem. It teaches the mind to focus on what is wrong rather than what is possible. Accept, adapt, act, but never pity yourself. That is a path to ruin. 33. Make your actions reflect your philosophy. Words are cheap. Virtue is shown, not spoken. The Stoic lives what he believes. In traffic, in failure, in betrayal. He applies his principles, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. The true Stoic is not a preacher. He is a practitioner. Be silent if you must, but let your life speak. 34. Gratitude is a weapon against despair. The Stoic practices gratitude not as a mood, but as a discipline. He does not wait to feel thankful. He trains himself to see what he already has. Even in suffering, he looks for lessons. Even in loss, he finds perspective. Gratitude is how he protects his mind from the darkness of entitlement and the erosion of joy. 35. Remember, you own nothing. Not your house, not your body, not your reputation. All of it can be taken. All of it will be taken. The Stoic walks through life with open hands, not clenched fists. He enjoys what he has while he has it, but he is never owned by it. When it leaves, he bows, not in sorrow but in acceptance. 36. And value character over reputation. Reputation is what others believe. Character is what you are. The Stoic is not obsessed with perception. He is anchored in principle. He asks, would I still do this if no one saw me? And if the answer is yes, he proceeds, for approval is fleeting, but virtue is eternal. 37. Prepare for betrayal, but do not become bitter. The Stoic knows, where there is trust, betrayal may follow, but he does not let it harden his heart. He learns, he protects his boundaries, but he does not carry hatred. To be betrayed and still walk with grace, this is the Stoic's quiet victory. 38. Find peace in simplicity. Modern life seduces us with more noise, more things, more desires. But the Stoic seeks less. Less clutter, fewer distractions, deeper presence. He strips away the unnecessary to see what truly matters. For a quiet room, a still mind, and a clean soul. These are luxuries the world cannot sell you. 39. Your emotions are teachers, not tyrants. Anger, fear, sadness. Do not suppress them. Do not be ruled by them. Feel them fully, then respond wisely. The Stoic observes his inner weather, but does not let it dictate the course. Emotions rise and fall like waves, but he remains the shore, steady, unmoved, enduring. 40. Respect time as your most precious resource. The Stoic knows you can always earn more money but never more time. He guards it. He does not waste it on trivial battles, hollow entertainment, or shallow people. Every hour is a step toward death or greatness. He chooses carefully, he spends wisely, and he wastes nothing. 41. Test your mind daily. Like the body, the mind weakens without challenge. The Stoic reads difficult books. He wrestles with ideas. He questions his assumptions. He does not seek comfort. He seeks truth. And truth is not always kind, but it is always freeing. 42. Do not expect the world to be fair. It isn't, and that's not the problem. The problem is believing it should be. The Stoic faces injustice with courage, but without self-pity. He acts to correct what he can, and what he cannot. He endures. Fair or not, this is the battlefield. And he shows up, regardless. 43. Avoid men who gossip. Gossip is the language of the small-minded. The Stoic speaks of ideas, not people. He surrounds himself with those who build, not those who belittle. If a man speaks ill of another, he will one day speak ill of you. Let your company sharpen you, not rot you from within. 44. Learn to enjoy your own company. The Stoic is never lonely because he has made peace with himself. He does not need noise to feel alive. He does not fear a quiet evening alone. In solitude, he reflects, He realigns, he strengthens. To sit with yourself in silence and feel whole, that is the mark of a truly free man. 5. Never act from desperation. Desperation clouds reason. It leads to poor choices and broken values. The Stoic pauses. He breathes. He waits for clarity. Even in urgency, he remains anchored. He does not beg, chase, or panic. He acts from stillness, because he knows nothing done in haste ever bears wise fruit. 46. Cherish those who challenge you. We grow not by agreeing with what we already know, but by encountering ideas that force us to question, to expand. The Stoic embraces opposition, not with anger, but with curiosity. For it is through the discomfort of challenge that the mind sharpens and the soul evolves. Seek those who make you think, not those who make you comfortable. 47. Practice humility, even in success. Success does not change the Stoic. It only reveals who he was all along. The Stoic knows that pride is the enemy of growth. He celebrates his victories quietly, without boasting. For the true test of a man's character is not in his rise, but in how he carries himself once he has reached the top. Humility is his constant companion. 48. Pursue wisdom, not happiness. Happiness is fleeting. It is dependent on external circumstances, on luck, on others. But wisdom is within you. It is the ability to see clearly, to live according to virtue, to choose the right over the easy. The Stoic understands that the pursuit of wisdom is the pursuit of life itself, and in that pursuit, happiness follows as a natural byproduct, not the goal. 49. Guard your peace fiercely. The Stoic's peace is sacred. He does not allow anyone or anything to disturb it. He does not give his power away to anger, to gossip, to drama. He cultivates an inner sanctuary, a quiet, unwavering center. No matter the storm around him, he remains unshaken. His peace is his fortress, and he protects it with unwavering resolve. 50. Remember, you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not your circumstances. You are the observer of them all. The Stoic understands that his true nature is not bound by the fluctuations of the mind or the chaos of the world. He is the stillness behind the storm. The thoughts come, but he is not them. The emotions rise, but he is not them. He is the awareness that watches all, undisturbed. In the quiet moments between breaths, in the space between thoughts, the Stoic finds his power. He does not seek to control the world around him, for he knows that the world is beyond control. Instead, he masters the only thing he truly can: himself, his reactions, his thoughts, his will. This is the path of true freedom. These 50 Stoic rules are not just ideas, they are practices. They are the daily disciplines that over time will reshape your mind, fortify your spirit, and lead you to a life that is not dependent on external conditions, but on an internal harmony that remains constant. Regardless of the storm outside, you may never be able to control what happens to you, but you can always choose how you respond. That is the Stoic truth. That is the wisdom that will guide you through the darkness and into the light. So walk this path, not as a destination, but as a journey. And with every step, remember, to live well is not to avoid difficulty, but to embrace it with strength, with grace, and with unwavering purpose. The Stoic does not seek an easy life. He seeks a life well lived.